The Bears on Hemlock Mountain, Alice Dalglish. Chapter 9. Paws on the Snow. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It was the sound of big, heavy paws on the snow. The bears were coming. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Nearer and nearer and nearer. Jonathan's hair stood up straight on his head. He thought about a lot of things. He thought of his mother and father and the gray stone farmhouse. Had they missed him? Would they come to look for him? He thought about the bears and wondered how they knew it was spring. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Nearer and nearer. Jonathan made foolish words to the sound just to keep up his courage. There are no bears on Hemlock Mountain. No bears at all. But the sound had stopped. The bears were right beside the big iron pot. Jonathan could hear them breathing. And he was all alone on Hemlock Mountain. Suddenly, above the breathing of the bears, Jonathan heard a noise. It was a twittering and a chattering. The twittering was the soft, comfortable noise that birds make before they go to sleep. And then Jonathan knew that the trees were full of birds and squirrels. He was not alone on Hemlock Mountain. Perhaps the bears knew this too. Perhaps they had not quite waked up from their long winter nap. They sat there by the big iron pot. They waited and waited, but they did not try to dig under it. Inside the iron pot it was dark. Jonathan was far from comfortable. Outside he could hear the bears going sniff, sniff, sniff. Poor Jonathan. Oh, he said to himself, why did I wait so long at Aunt Emma's? Why did I eat so many cookies? Why did I go to sleep? There did not seem to be any answer to these questions, so he stopped asking them. The birds kept up their twittering, and the squirrels kept up their chattering. Sniff, sniff went the bears. One began scraping at the snow around the iron pot. Poor Jonathan. Then the birds stopped twittering, and the squirrels stopped chattering. The bears stopped sniffing and listened. What was that? Crunch, crunch, crunch. Away off in the distance, there was the sound of boots on the snow. Someone was coming up Hemlock Mountain. It was very still. The only sound was the crunch of boots. And at last, Jonathan heard it. His father's voice. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Pa. Jonathan's voice did not sound very loud under the iron pot. Would his father hear it? Again his father's voice came, nearer and louder. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Pa. The bears had had enough of this. They went lumbering off into the woods. And the crunch of boots on the snow came nearer and nearer.